We're TPOP. Welcome to Tipsy Takes.
Oh,
It's smooth.
that's a peach lemonade. No. Tea. Peach tea.
All right, today's Tipsy Takes.
It's more of a retrospective.
Okay, sure. Tipsy retro. I almost said glitter bomb. That had nothing to do with anything. Goblin Storm.
Glitter bomb would have been a cool name for the deck, though.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, at the time of filming, we're about 1 week removed from the Monday Secret Lair release of Goblin Storm.
By Wizard of Barge. Which, by the way...
Well, by Wizard of the Coast. Co-created by artwork with Wizard of Barge.
Stop. Wizard of Barge. Hey, you did an awesome job, by the way.
Absolutely.
I love your artwork.
John's going to scroll through all your images here.
Not going to, but sure.
Artwork was great. Wizard of Barge did a great job with the artwork on
100%.
about 20 of the goblins, including
I mean, they're all good. Honestly.
Zada. The big one was Roaming Throne. That was the big hit people really liked and wanted to get this deck for, as well as just the deck as a whole. It's a fun-looking Goblins deck that people wanted to play with. And then eventually, I would assume, take some of these cards and put them in other decks because plenty of great artwork, plenty of great cards.
I would have loved to have seen you create Wizard of Barge. This is for you. If you would have created a Wart card, like your rendition of Wart would have been, I think would have been great. It would have been great. But everybody, Krenko is a staple. Some people don't like it, but you did it. It's the go-to Goblin commander. Mm-hmm. We get it.
I wanted to take the Grape Shot, the Roaming Throne, the Skull Clamp, the Empty the Warrens. Make this year my commander resolution is to play only 5-color decks. So it would have been hard to do like a Storm deck in 5 colors. But next year, I wanted to take this Grape Shot and this Empty the Warrens, build Spellslinger with some Storm cards from the Goblin Storm deck.
So right now, if you check out my Instagram, oops, sorry, I hit the mic. My Instagram, John the Artificer, you'll see I'm doing a bunch of artwork, alternate art, proxies.
Some reimaginings.
Reimaginings. And right now, I honestly had no idea that there was going to be a Goblin deck coming out. I was going to start with Goblins, but awesome,
A lot of inspiration for you from this deck then.
Yes. But obviously different art styles. It's all good. But yeah, I would love to have seen what's going on. So if you guys check that out, links in the comments below.
Go check out his Instagram. Wizard of Barge did a great job with the 20 artworks for this Goblin Storm Secret Lair release commander deck. It was going to come out at about 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on a Monday per the normal Secret Lair release schedule.
It did come out.
It did. At this point, it did come out, but people queued up prior, per usual, because if you're not familiar with Secret Lair, as soon as the website refreshes that morning, you can get in line for the line. Then the queue starts at the release time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then if you were in line, you're put into a random queue.
Which, by the way, all I'm saying is, hey, let's do it like South Korea and Japan. Let's just do raffles. Let's just put that out there. Give us a raffle number. Hey, if I get called, cool, awesome. If I don't, great. And then limit per 2. WotC, just limit 2 or something like that. That way.
It's kind of a raffle though, right? Is it not?
It's not.
When you get put into a random line, it's kind of like
because it's so
same
random. How is it that we were both in it for less than an hour, about 59 minutes?
I was going to talk about that later.
I don't care. I'm talking about now.
All right, we're jumping to that.
The 1 hour. Look, I got down. I waited, and everything was good. That little black box that says, "Hey, we ran out of stock in Europe." Cool, whatever. I get down to the last 5 minutes. How are you going to tell me? I'm at 5 minutes. All of a sudden, 4 minutes. Cool. Okay, 4 minutes. How did I jump to 10? Tell me, how did I jump to 10 minutes?
That
There are
to me too.
people in the back door. Come on. That's why I say we should go.
Okay, so
we should go to raffles, because that way, at least if my number is called,
you're not left wondering.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
it's like you got picked or you didn't.
Don't tease me like, say I got 5 minutes and I get to the very end and then all of a sudden I jump to 10. How did that happen? And then I get to 1 minute and then I hear the chime. I hear the chime on the website that says, hey.
You got a chime?
I got a chime. I turn up the volume. Man. I heard the chime that says, hey, I'm going to go to my cart now and purchase my stuff.
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
As the page is refreshing, as it's going, hey, we're going to send you right there to your cart now. Right at the same instance, that black box said, because before it just said
Europe.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
the
it
USA.
goes US, boom, 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 boom. And I go, hold on, I'm being transferred right now. Meaning, I heard the chime. No, that means I'm in, right? I heard the chime. That thing updated.
I had it worse than you. It was only UK sold out. I'm like, okay, I have 1 minute. I get in. EU wasn't even added to that black box yet.
Yeah.
I'm putting in my credit card information. The second I hit checkout, the page refreshes and all products sold out.
Oh.
I was there. I could have been the last one to buy the Goblin Storm deck.
I'm sorry.
And I missed out. I refreshed the page, went and checked my recent purchases.
And both of us have probably already seen everybody talk about it and everything. But leave in the comments below what your story is, because that's pretty bad. Mine's pretty bad. And I know other people.
Yes, many people had a bad. As with many popular secret, a lot of people have a bad taste left in their mouth when they're about to check out and it flips to that sold out screen.
But hear me out. How are you going to tell me, Wizards? How are you going to tell me that you weren't going to expect this secret lair to be very popular? Why wouldn't you print more? Because think about it. Wizard of Barge, his art style, plus this Goblin deck. What do you mean you didn't print enough? This was going to be awesome because the art in it, first off, great, amazing. Second off, it's a Goblin deck. Yeah, everybody, doesn't want to do Goblins all the time. But still, it's another commander deck ready, like just out of the thing. And you didn't print enough. But hey, I get it. You guys have your things. That's fine.
From some information, Wizards, every once in a while, Mark Rosewater, or a Wizards article will reveal some information about the production of these sets and how they actually print ahead of time. And how they produce a set multiple years out. This deck had been spoiled and leaked probably upwards of 6 months to a year ago. So we knew at that point that this deck was already exist. The quantity that it was going to exist already existed 6 months ago or longer.
But
and so that's the problem with, and again, another article that was released recently, Rosewater admitted that even when they were print to demand, it was not print to demand. Did you hear about this?
No.
It was not print to demand. What happened was they would just print a boatload of the product, leave the sale up until 1-2 weeks, whatever the timeline was, close the sale, ship out the product. It was making it weird because it's print to demand, and we know that a print to demand would mean, based off of how they have to schedule out a print run for a reprint of a standard set, 18 months out. It would have, for a print to demand secret lair, it would have taken at least 18 months to 2 years for somebody to receive their product. But when it's print to demand and then they ship it out within 6 weeks, it doesn't make sense now thinking back. And they've admitted now that the print to demand was a boatload of product printed before the sale ever went live. We're saying it's print to demand, and then they were just destroying the product that didn't sell at the end.
Now here's the case. What was the last thing that was print to demand? Was it the Play-Doh one for the children's?
Most of, if it's for charity, that is, I think it's this print to demand thing where they print a ton of it. Whatever they sell, they ship out, and then they destroy the rest.
Okay.
Because we know that they've never done print to demand.
Which, okay, hear me out. I will probably continue to buy Secret Lair. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, and for those that are saying print to demand and stuff, I get it. For the company itself, and before you kill us in the comments, this is just me. Sorry, I did it again. Print to demand is not good for a business because it's like you don't know when, and then you're gonna probably lose quality of the card because then now we're gonna have to print faster and all that stuff. Then there's
unless the community could somehow convince Wizards that we don't care how long it takes.
That was the other thing.
But we've already proven that you can't keep a Magic consumer happy. When the Heads I Wins, Tails You Lose deck came out and that took a year to ship, the community was very mad. And knowing that this, if it was print to demand, would have taken just as long or not, if not longer, to produce and ship at a print to demand timeline, I don't think there's any good solution on Wizards' end.
Okay. If that's the case, hear me out then. Wizards then should do, this is just a suggestion, do a poll. Like if you have a secret layer coming out and if you want to save money and you want to just make sure, do a poll. Say, hey, this is the next secret layer or secret layers are coming out. Do a poll. Get a feel for the community and how they like it. That way you can gauge how much you should print. Instead of going, hey, we're going to print a lot of this one. No one buys it. That's bad for everybody all around. Then, oh, there's a very popular one, but you only short print it. That's bad for everybody all around. And so if you do a poll, if you gauge the interest, and I really mean gauge the interest, like throughout all the communities, like...
I don't even think you need a poll for that. I think you just go to Wizard of Barge's Instagram, see what type of interactions he's having on his Instagram, see his art style. You can see how popular his art style is. You can go see how popular goblins are on EDH Rec. And it's like, okay, we're combining a popular artist with a popular archetype with unique artwork that's going to be limited. This should have been printed well beyond what it was printed at, I'm guessing.
Yes. But even then, though, even if you were to reach out and just gauge the audience, like, I think that would have been even a simpler thing to do.
Or maybe there's like an in-between where it's not necessarily print to demand, not necessarily we print a bunch ahead of time. Maybe there's a known quantity that if you're there on release and you can get into the queue and you check out, you can get it in the first shipment.
Now
if you're in that group of people that didn't quite make it to check out before it sold out, you get into a second checkout where the print to demand starts. True. And then you're like, okay, I'm not getting it in the first round, but I'll get it in the second round, which might take a year to get.
Maybe. Okay, you got
maybe
a point.
Maybe there's an in-between.
There's an in-between somewhere. Obviously, there's always an in-between. Ball's in your court.
Whose court?
WotC's.
Okay.
Or Hasbro. Regardless, somebody's court. The other thing is scalpers, bots, all that stuff. Like
interesting point. We've been watching a lot of content about this because we're a week removed from the release.
Yeah.
A lot of YouTubers, content creators on whatever format, platform, I've been putting out, their takes on this, and we've heard somebody, quote unquote, I'm going to summarize kind of what they said. They don't think that the print to demand would have fixed this issue.
I'm in agreement.
Okay, I agree as well, partially. Print to demand would fix the issue with people. If they wanted it, they could have gotten it. We still would have had an issue with people being mad about not getting it in a timely fashion, because not every consumer Magic is familiar with the time spans, the production length of something like this.
But hear me out though. If we know that there was a print to demand, I think there's more leeway. Plus, I think there wouldn't be that much anger. There wouldn't be that much resentment. It would, as long as people knew that they were going to get it eventually, instead of there's no more ever. Like
the expectation would have to be set immediately. That it's like, hey, if we're doing a print to demand or some combination where we have X quantity, if you're in that first wave, you get it shipping out next week. Or you're going to end up in this queue where you're going to end up getting it in however long it takes to print to demand. The expectation would have to be set, hey, we're going to not get it for X amount of time.
Cool.
I think that makes sense. People would have to forgive them and, or allow that leeway for it to get to them in however long it takes. Sure. Yeah. I agree on that take.
And then the other thing is, what is it? Bots? So you were going to say something about bots and everything like that?
Bots, yes. Another creator take I heard was that they...
I mean, we've heard these.
Yeah, everybody hears like, oh, the bots got everything. The scalpers got everything.
Which they did.
But or did they? When you look at, if the scalpers are the ones that are trying to make the most...
They did. Have you seen TCG player prices?
Right, but how many of those?
At the same time, I saw this. Someone had found, if you look at TCG players, I think it's guidelines or something. If you look at it, you can't technically sell.
You can't pre-sell something unless you physically have it.
Yeah, and they didn't have it, and they were already selling
Nobody has it.
Exactly.
And they're selling it. Yeah, so you should be reporting, according to the guidelines, you should be reporting anybody that is selling something, a secret layer that's pre-sale, that's not physically in anybody's hands yet.
Yeah.
You should be reporting those.
Because they don't have it. You don't own it, yeah.
You don't physically have the product on hand to pre-sell something. But back to the bots topic, if you look at the number, so a bot or somebody utilizing a bot or trying to scalp a product is going to want to get it and list it immediately, right? To get the most profit because they have, the heads up on everybody else.
Yeah.
If you look at the number of products listed day one versus whatever the quantity that could have possibly been sold that day, I think the most limited product ever sold on Secret Lair is something like 7,000 units or something like that.
Okay.
So if we say 7,000 is baseline for the number of these decks going out, and then you look at the listings on TCG Player, eBay, so on and so forth, for how many are being sold immediately for those high prices, the $800, $900 that we were seeing, it would maybe account for 3%, I think was the number somebody had mentioned. 3%. Is 3% enough to say that there's bots scalping all the product? There's bots hitting the queue before everybody else? I think it's somebody just assuming, I'm going to get this product listed at a high price. If somebody bites, they bites, and then I'm going to have to buy it secondhand and then resell it. And
sure.
And then when you Google how to bot Secret Lair, I did this after this. I hear everybody talking about the bots on Secret Lair. I tried to figure out how to bot it myself. And maybe I had to go to the second page of Google. The first page of Google does not give you any bots you can pay for, no subscriptions for bots. They just recommend, hey, if you want to bot Walmart.com, here's a bot you can buy. This isn't Walmart.com though.
Yeah.
This isn't Target. This is Secret Lair, very unique website with a unique queue system.
Very unique.
Very unique queue system. I don't think bots, unless somebody's coding their own from scratch, it's not something you can quickly just pick up and do.
That's true. All right, fine.
So that's my take on the bot situation. I don't think there's as many bots as people are saying there are. It's not easy to figure out a bot for Secret Lair.
True. Possibly, yeah. Maybe if you know anything,
I'm not a coder and I'm not familiar with where I would go to find a bot, but just Googling how to bot a sale of something like Secret Lair, it's not very easy. And then even the Google AI now is talking about the multi-device approach where and if you think using multiple devices to get a better queue position in the line is botting, then we're robots.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's just kind of the way you have to get into these secret layers at this point is you have to use multiple devices. At most nowadays, I'm just using 2. If I don't get a good queue position and my wait's over an hour, especially for something like this where it's a very popular product, we know it's going to sell out very quick. Then I'm not worried about it. If I don't get it on 2 devices, there's some people doing 6, 7, 8 devices. It's okay, maybe you're doing too much, but maybe they don't have
There's no other choice, no other option. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if we include our whole friend group that's trying to get this, maybe that's 6 or 7 devices total.
I know, that's true.
But for a sale like this, where it's 1 per, doesn't fix the problem, because normally it would be the friend group, 6, 7 devices, trying to get all the products for the whole friend group. I'm trying to get 1 or 2 of something. You might be getting 1 of something else, and we could check out with whoever gets into the checkout
That's
first.
true.
And so we're doing stuff like that, and then Apple paying each other as needed. So that's my take on the bots.
All right. Next is, I think there's a key word that was used recently, and I frown on it. And the thing is, it could have been said in any other way. It was the post by Wizard of Barge where he was like, he could bootleg, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, But then a lot of people,
what did he say? He said, well, because it was a picture of like his text, his comment, his remarks over a picture.
I'd rather you bootleg than
pay
these scalper prices and all that stuff.
Something along those lines. Yeah, there's a picture of the TCG player listing or eBay listing of the deck being resold within hours or within the day of the sale.
Now, look, I'm gonna frown on this one. Is that all the people that are like proxying his artwork? It's like, I don't think he meant that, and actually, I'm pretty sure he didn't mean that.
Especially with his second remarks.
Yeah, because it's more or less like, hey, I think he meant more emphasis on the don't pay $900.
Don't pay $900 for this product, and if you want to play this deck,
just get those cards. Just get those cards.
Those cards are very accessible.
Like Krenko Mob Boss and like Roaming Throne and all that. Just get the regular versions.
Right. I think the cheapest to build this deck. It's like, so this deck went on sale for $150. The cheapest you could have built this deck was probably about $250, but that's still not scalper prices of $750 to $900 we were seeing day one.
Well, I'm not including Roaming Throne. That's a bonus card.
For $250, you could have built this deck with Roaming Throne. You could have built this deck 1 for 1 for about $250. You just don't have Wizard of Barge's unique arts, which is why when he says you can bootleg this deck.
Yeah, okay. Well, you were in agreement on that.
The confusion with bootleg.
It wasn't,
a lot of people thought,
just steal the thing, just take the proxy out there. Yeah. I'm with that. Like, you shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that.
But then at that point, this is why one of my other hot takes might be the proxy conversation. We'll do another video on hot takes if you're interested. But proxying anybody's artwork. You know what I mean? If he's saying he's saying I'd rather you bootleg this deck, but don't take my artwork.
Yeah.
Take somebody else's artwork to proxy your cards. It's a little.
It's tricky.
The
whole proxy stuff is tricky.
It's a tricky way. Tricky is a great way to put it.
Gray areas and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I guess from there we had multiple reactions to this. Ours is maybe not as nuanced. This is Tipsy Takes. It's not a nuanced take.
Yeah.
This is a Tipsy Take.
I'm sad that I didn't get mine. I was right there. That's all I'm saying. I was even closer. You were in the closer one. And I know a bunch of other people were probably really close too.
Yes, but people will get their products and don't pay the scalper prices. And what do we think? We've already kind of discussed it, how we think Wizards could prevent this in the future. There's still no easy solution. This is just the end state of
I'm all in for raffling, like the raffle.
Raffling could be a good take, because then at least you're not sitting in a queue, not knowing that things have sold out, getting to checkout, and then just finding out your product sold out.
Exactly. I'm just saying, if you guys know a better way or think there's a different system,
definitely
leave it in the
comment
comments.
down below. Yeah. And as you've seen in our other video about mood swings, we're in the Seattle area, and we've seen Mark Rosewater. Maybe there's something you can leave down below that we can get to somebody at Wizards.
Maybe.
We
don't know him personally, but
if you would like to see a quick interview with him, check our Instagram, check out our Mood Swings video and our take on that game. Yeah. Tipsy Takes.
But anyways, hopefully Secret Layers, the queue system changes. Hopefully you all get your product I mean, I hope you get your product. I really do. Hope I get my product too sometime. But
you're getting your product.
We all are. I'm gonna keep doing it. I say I'm not. I hate it, but you know, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Yeah. Drink to that, right? I'm cutting that out.
Leave it in.
But all right, this is TPOP. Thanks for listening to this take. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Or don't.
Hey, live your life. Later.
Now that I'm about to stand up, it's kicking in.
Yeah, right?